Today, we're looking at a massive update to how the United States handles science and technology. That is being compared to the Manhattan Project. The White House just signed the Genesis mission, and it's legally mandating that they double down on the speed of scientific discovery within the next 10 years using AI. The U.S. government is officially decentralizing its artificial intelligence efforts. Instead of different agencies working in silos, the Genesis mission merges federal research labs, supercomputers, and massive government data sets into one unified brain led by the Department of Energy. It is a declaration of technological Cold War, specifically designed to outpace China in everything from drug discovery to nuclear energy. What do you think about this, John?
Yeah, I don't understand where this is coming from, first off, because he doesn't believe in science anyway, but we don't need to get into that. But so, yeah, at its core, it seeks to build a unified AI infrastructure that is apparently going to integrate high-performance computing, AI modeling frameworks, federally curated and proprietary data sets, which I think is really important here, and the experimental automation tools. So like robotics or AI augmented labs, like what we've covered before in some of our previous podcasts. But I like it if it actually does go somewhere. The biggest thing I think the US has a lot of really big, important data sets that no one else in the world has. And I think that is one of the biggest pieces of this entire thing. But that's just me. What are your thoughts on this, Craig?
Well, of the two of us, I am more favorable towards the U.S. president than you are. I think he recognizes, or the team around him recognizes, that whoever wins the AI/quantum war, because to me it's part of the same war, will win. And we, North America, Canada, US, whoever you want to say is we, can't afford to be far behind, if behind at all. So they're recognizing that. And, maybe it's working with Elon Musk. Maybe, they're obviously most of this deal actually with this stuff is dealing with OpenAI. That's pissed Musk off, but because they're spending billions of dollars with OpenAI. I think AI is the future. It's here. We can sit back and say, nah. But like, at what imagine future can you possibly see that it doesn't exist? Okay, like all of a sudden, all the worlds and everyone says, "Yeah, no thanks." Like it's not going to happen, right? So, sticking your head in the sand and say everyone else can do it. Okay, if you want to live, on the farm and whatever, that's great. But at a national intelligence point of view, at a national defense point of view, at maybe tackling fraud and waste and abuse, this stuff is going to be put into place to maybe do intelligent, help governments actually be intelligent. And and maybe people aren't a fan of this. I'm not a fan of big government. If we can actually shrink the size of the number of public employees, I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So it's a huge initiative, right? From it's going to affect all aspects. Everyone knows it, and I think no one wants to be left behind. So it's a massive mission to to the moon kind of thing. It wants to get everybody around it. Wants to spend millions and billions of dollars training people up to be, the leader in something again. And I think, if you sat back, and we've talked about this a little bit off the side, this is exactly what I think Canada should do as AI and energy. We've got super cheap energy and we've got massive intelligent resources. We could be the AI country of the future. Other people will beat us to it just because they're more focused and have more money. But you can't ignore it. And building your workforce around the future with AI is very smart. And I think it's the way to go.
I agree.
So like I said, I am not as negative as you are with the U.S. president, because I think some of his policies I actually like. And I like to judge politicians on what they try to do and not who they are, because as far as I'm concerned, they're all lying, two-faced expletives that I can't say on YouTube. So anyway, politics aside, accelerate. The goal is accelerate scientific discovery with AI. We talked about all the gene stuff, the protein enhancement, the scientific discovery in space, the signaling, the quantum discovery, lead the global technology race, double scientific productivity within the next 10 years. I'm not 100% sure what that means, if that means patents or
I don't know,
cycles or what have you, but it's an interesting goal. Strengthen national security, consolidate federal initiatives, and maximize taxpayer ROI. Ensure that maximum return on taxpayer investment in federal research and development is by creating measurable outcomes in commercial applications. I would love to see that last one, but that's the one I doubt the most.
Yeah, honestly, I would love to see this. I think Canada needs to do something similar. And we're building that data center, but whatever. That's not anything close to what they're doing here. I know that we're working on nuclear fusion. We're working on quantum computer. We'll cover that in another episode. But I think we need an actual declaration like the U.S. is doing.
Agreed. And people have talked to me about, what can Canada do? And I'm like, we've got nearly free energy.
Yep.
So loosen it up.
And we've got smart people that we're losing to Europe and the US.
And there's no reason why we can't be using all these things together to solve a lot of Canada's problems. We have a job shortage. Great. We have a housing shortage. Great. We can't sell lumber to the US. Great. Why aren't we teaching people to build houses, have a housing program, building these data centers, build a living for people around those data centers, put people in them? Like, we can solve these things so that our industry is still, we're buying wood, that we're still but we don't want to take those kinds of actions because it favors one industry or another. Global trade and a lot of other things, and politics gets in the way. That's the problem. Once you become a politician, politics gets in the way. So we can solve a lot of problems. I would love to see, it's Wonder Valley out in Alberta that they're calling it, I think, where they've got that massive multi-billion-dollar AI data center, and it looks amazing. I would just love to see some major companies adopting it. Built in northern Alberta where it's cold. They've got natural water supplies and stuff for the cooling and all that stuff, and the energy. Natural gas is super cheap there. So we'll have to see. I see what the U.S. is doing, and I applaud them for it. I just think Canada should be jumping on that bandwagon too.
Yeah, we'll see.
And, on the flip side, because we like to talk about business, who are going to be the biggest winners and losers in this, right? So who's going to, the chips, what are the operating systems? Is it just going to be OpenAI, or any of the other people going to get a chance? Is this a big Microsoft project, or is this a big Oracle project, or is this, there's a lot of money involved in this, and I like on the surface what they're trying to do, but there's a lot of fat government contracts in the back end that people are vying for, and I'm curious to see what that means in the AI race. Who's going to get the biggest chunk of that money? Speaking
of which, I think there was something, I can't find it again, but apparently someone has developed similar technology to what TSMC has. I'll have to find it. Maybe we can talk about it, but anyway, sorry.
Yeah, definitely interested in that. So they're looking for closed loop AI, and not being just a chatbot. It's a system where AI designs experiments, the lab robots execute it, and AI learn from the result to design the next one instantly. So this is very interesting. The Genesis mission is an attempt to speed run the next industrial revolution by handing the keys of the national labs over to AI. So is the government-run super AI lab the key to the future, or is this the start of a sci-fi movie we typically regret? Let us know what you think in the comments. What do you got going on, John? This is stuff that's going out in the next week or so.
Yeah, so we've got some events at the Toronto Business Development Center. I'm doing some lunch and learns in person there. It's a great organization, great incubator. And then February, what date is the Startup Drinks, Craig?
I closed that, so I'm not sure. February 19th, I believe.
February 19th, but have a look at startupdrinks.com, startupdrinksto.com for that event and other events. Yeah, if you need some help with government funding, Shred, or any other grants, reach out to me on LinkedIn. But if you're interested in AI automation workflows or you need help with your business, what can they do, Craig?
Well, we've got lots of stuff going on over at flowgrammar.ca where we help businesses implement AI and business automation so they can scale faster and more reliable, get more leads, grow faster. We also have a growing community over at flowgrammars.ca where we do Flow Grammar Cafe, we do live build events, we do demo events, we get the community together online and in person several times a month to show and demo and support anybody who's trying to do this, learn automation, end-to-end AI agent building. So check all that out. We have a series of events called Flow Grammar Cafe. The next one's February 6th, March 6th, and April 2nd. We do those right now in partnership with Workhouse, and those are full day drop-in headphones, laptop, and work. And we'll have some experts on site that can help you troubleshoot. And we all kind of do a little walkthrough in the afternoon about what you're working on and, show us what you're working on and stuff. And it's really cool. So check all that out over at flowgrammar.ca and flowgrammars.ca, and coming soon. And you can sign up for this now, flowgramming.space, an AI agent and workflow marketplace where people can buy and sell agents or workflows. So if you're building agents and don't know what to do with them, where to sell them, go over there and check that out. Again, flowgramming.space. Or if you're building workflows, or if you want agents or workflows built, you can go over there and buy them. We have some interesting guarantees, and it's coming soon, so you can get your name on the waiting list right now. That's all we got going on, John. For everything else, go to torontostarts.com. I don't even think I mentioned it that whole time. Thanks everyone for watching. All the information about CES, and these interesting things. Any last words, John?
No. Check out our next episode. We're going to be talking about the weird stuff at CES. So,
all right, everyone. Thanks for watching.